Hey guys, James Wilson Taylor here for Rock Sound. It's the latest of our video calls. We've been catching up with everybody from the comfort of home, and I'm delighted to say from Trivium, Mr. Matt Heafy is on the line. How are you, man?
Fantastic, man. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Lovely to see you, lovely to see you. Exciting times in the world of Trivium, new album and all that stuff, which we'll get on to shortly. But I believe just at the time that we're recording here, and as I'm catching you, fresh from a little Metallica session, is that right?
Yes,
That's got to be a lot of fun.
We were supposed to chat on last Wednesday, I believe it was, and we had to drive to Fort Lauderdale. So it was, we hated having to postpone, but it was a good excuse. Hey, Metallica gave us a call. And so we got an email on Sunday for our management, and they're like, Metallica wants you to open for them in Orlando. Are you guys up for it? We're like, of course we're up for it. So we had to figure out a lot of stuff. None of our crew lives in Florida, so we had to get all of them back over here. We just finished an Orlando show with them. So basically, we had to get them back over, rent new gear again, find gear on the fly, get trucks and cars together, and then get hotels together for a show that's been sold out since July. So it was a lot of stuff, but we pulled it off and it went off perfectly. The show was amazing. Metallica guys, they were in and out, so they couldn't see us, but left us an amazing handwritten note and left us a bunch of their Black and Whiskey. They're class acts, greatest band in the world, and they were flawless that night. It was amazing to see them in what's considered a small place, a place that we couldn't pack in America, but that's their small show.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I mean, I know you've played with them like a couple of times before over the years.
Quite a bit, yeah. 2006, we did a lot of festivals with them, and we've done a couple with them over the years, but never a full tour. So hopefully they bring us on a full one soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, that's got to be something you're never going to get tired of, is it? I mean, they're just such legends, and clearly a band that have inspired you guys as well over the years.
Oh, they're the best. I mean, if I didn't get into the Black Album, I wouldn't be here. That was the first bit of metal I ever heard in my life. They were the band that inspired me to do everything. And it was funny. I was watching with the band, our crew. My wife was there, and she's like, huh, that's where you got that from. She'd like kind of nudge me. I'm like, I know. Like, this was the guy. Like, Hetfield is my absolute hero in life. Metallica will always be the greatest band on earth, and it's so amazing to see how damn good they still are. I mean, Hetfield's voice sounded better than ever a couple nights ago. So it was really inspiring, and to be able to see them. I don't know if bands get that big anymore, if any bands will get that big anymore, but seeing that, like, it's always a reminder of why we work so hard, like how badly we want that. The stadiums that they can just easily pack. Like, yeah, let's play some stadium shows, and they just sell them out. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, so cool, man. So cool to see you guys get to do that. And yeah, like I say, congratulations. The new album's kind of out there now in the Court of the Dragon. Let's start with the kind of obvious, just such amazing reactions, not only from, people like us and all those kind of websites and things, but honestly, like the fan reaction just seems so huge to this record. You must have been absolutely delighted to see initially, at least, how this album's gone down with everybody.
It's crazy. Like I knew our fans would love it because we loved it, but then to see the next lengths, to have my own magazine with you guys, which is freaking an honor and incredible. We've never been able to do anything like that before. It looks so beautiful and looks amazing. The press coverage, the other band coverage, the fan coverage. For people to be saying that on record 10, a band might have written their best record is pretty unheard of. That's usually people say, record 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the best one. And I like their old stuff. But now to have a resounding, hey, In the Court of the Dragon very well may be the best. That's nuts. And that's not just from fans. That's also from press, and it's also from other bands that we respect and adore. So it's a really cool time. And the way we did it was just make the kind of music we wanted to hear. We didn't go back. It's not about revisiting. It's not about reclaiming anything. It's not about nostalgia. It was after Silence in the Snow that I started becoming really analytical of everything we've done. And I realized that we make the best stuff when we get in that headspace of 4 friends getting in their parents' garage, playing music, making the kind of music they want to hear that makes them feel good to play. And that's it. It's not about thinking, hey, can I get these fans and these fans, or I want to write a song or a single that sounds like this band, or grab this fictitious fan, grab this boardroom fan. But it's a matter of just making the music that you love first and foremost. If you truly love what you're doing, like, I believe it's a lot like a chef. If a chef, you have to taste every step of the way. You have to enjoy what you're cooking. And if you taste every step of the way and you know this is something good, you know what you've cooked is amazing, you know what you're presenting is amazing, then how can people not love it? So it's been a fantastic ride.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You can hear that passion and that fire from you guys. You're clearly so excited to be doing what you're doing right now. And I kind of want to ask a little bit about not just, I guess, your kind of inspirations there and the kind of sounds you're playing with, but I guess the actual working process, because this is a quick turnaround since the last record. It really is. It feels like only yesterday we were talking about the last record.
Yep.
Really quick turnaround, and obviously not in the most ideal of circumstances in terms of the world we're living in at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
How was it actually putting together this record? Was a lot of it done remotely? Did you manage to get together much to actually do these sessions in isolation in that way?
What's crazy is the last 3 records only took 2 weeks each to track. That's it.
Wow, that's amazing.
2 weeks, because we come in so prepared. Like we are, I mean, I know people are always saying like, hey, Matt, you do that video game streaming thing, but it's not really that. Like 75 to 90% of the time of me streaming is me practicing Trivium songs for Trivium fans. And the rest of my guys in the band are all the same. We're all religious practitioners of our instruments. We love to play our instrument. We love to play the music we love to play. We all are students of metal, and we love the genre we come from. So that's another thing. Like I see a lot of heavy bands that kind of like dog on metal now. They're like, no, we're not a metal band. We don't want to play heavy stuff. I don't listen to anything that's metal. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing in this world then if you hate it so much? Like we love it. We've always loved it. We've always been champions of the genre, of the bands that we love, the new bands coming up around us. So how was it? It was effortless, and I almost feel bad saying that because it's such like a grand record, and it was so easy to create. Because if you come in excessively prepared on what you're supposed to do, like if I can sing any note I have to, and scream any note I have to, and play anything that I have to play, we then capture lightning in a bottle. We don't like to sit down and say, hey, it's writing time. We did not do that for Dragon. We did not do that for Deadman. We didn't do it for Sing either. We started feeling good. Riffs started popping out, and we would just grab those. Like I'd be playing on stream, and I was playing a new guitar on Twitch one day, and it was the riff for Fall Into Your Hands, the verse riff. I just came up with it. I was like, this is pretty cool. I had someone record it. I sent it to my guys and say, hey, I came up with this today. What do you think? Everyone else in the band at the same time said, well, I came up with this other riff today and this other riff today. Let's get in the jammer and let's see what we got. And it's that easy. We don't even have to say, hey, let's make these songs or have these rules. We don't even set rules anymore when we write. It's just making the stuff that makes us feel good. And we know without even speaking about what the bounds of too far or too little are. And we don't set any parameters. We just make the stuff that makes us feel good and that makes us excited to play. And that's the long answer to a very simple concept of just loving what you do. And I believe that if you put that love into it and you allow people to hear that, they can connect with that, resonate with that. The last 2 records we did at Full Sail University, which is an incredible tech school that originally was for music production. Now it's music production, movies, video games. I've helped open their esports arena there with the Fortnite competition. Like they have everything at that school. Corey graduated from there back when they were like one warehouse. We did what the Dead Men Say was before the world shut. So everything was normal there. This time around, I believe we did this record before there were vaccines. So we did temperature checks, temperature scans. We had to sign like waivers and stuff. Like I have not come into contact. We stayed completely isolated from everybody except our own band and our family. And anytime we're in the jammer together, we all had masks. We all stayed away from each other, but we knew we had to be in the room. We knew the remote thing. We're like, all right, it's a little risky to be together, but we have to if we want to make this thing right. And like if we're going to be around each other, we'll be responsible as well. We're not going to see other people. We're just going to see the 4 of us. We're going to make this thing happen. And that's exactly what we did. And it went off without a hitch. Like it's fantastic. We always put the music and the shows first. Just like the last tour we did, the Megadeth Lamb of God Hate Breed Trivium tour. The rules were be vaccinated, wear a mask, and just do your job and do the show to make sure it happens. And we didn't mind all the parameters because we were able to play and able to make it happen. So the music comes first, and whatever that takes, we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great attitude to have, man. And I think that's why, in a lot of ways, we can't be too surprised that it's on your 10th record, you're getting these incredible notices, because you guys are, like I say, in this place of confidence where you are all on the same page. Do you know what I mean? Like you are putting the music first, and it takes time sometimes to settle into that groove and find exactly what you want to do and exactly where your right headspace is. It really feels like you guys are in a good place creatively, right?
We absolutely are. And we're in a great place as a lineup too. Like we've been looking for this lineup since we started, and we're so thankful to have the 4 of us because we have 4 people in the same brainwave, and we've got 4 people that love what they do. They love the music that they play. They put everything they are of themselves into what they do. And I believe that truly shows. And if I had to be away from my family playing shows and I wasn't happy with the bandmates I was with, I wouldn't be doing this. I love the bandmates that I'm with, and I'm so thankful to have them. This record sounds so convincingly angry. And what's amazing, some of the most pissed off, angry, aggressive parts sound the most convincingly angry and pissed off when we're in our best mood. Like the four of us are always just laughing and goofing around, but we come in prepared. And so that way it's so easy. We lay out the maps. We know exactly what we're doing. When we do our records, we do extensive pre-production. I know this sounds like a small factor, but it's something a lot of bands don't do. And we have not done it 3 records of ours, but it's the 4 of us in the room together, making sure we can all play, sing, scream, solo, everything we absolutely have to for this record before ever setting foot in the studio. We've done some records where we kind of got a rough idea. We go in, finish it in the studio. We've never had outside writers or anything like that. I know that's something that we see a lot more in metal and rock, and I'm not into that. I feel like pop, go for it. That's the way it should be. Pop should be perfect. I feel like rock and metal should be written by the people that are playing it. And we make sure that everything that you hear on that record is something that we can do. Shout out the Abattoir is the lowest vocal notes I've ever sang to the highest vocal notes I've ever sang, and some of the most technical parts, just because that's what felt good to do. And we had to make sure, that I can do that stuff with the 4 of us in the room before we ever go and track this in the studio.
Man, yeah, very good system to have. Nice slick operation there. It definitely makes a lot of sense. And like I say, you can hear it on the record. And I want to mention, there's a couple of things about the record specifically. I guess mainly the title track, really, because it hits you like it really hits you out of nowhere. It was nice to be one of the first things to kind of hear from the record as well. And I'm always fascinated. I think I've asked you before about album titles and stuff. So a little bit, if you will, about writing that particular song, but also what was it about that track that made you go, this should also be the title track of the record? This sums up what we're trying to do with this full collection of songs.
What's amazing is we just knew when we had all the songs together and we listened back to everything, we kept looking at that track and going, this is really the synopsis of the record. This is the summary of not only the record, but the band itself. It has everything that is Trivium, but a little bit further, all in one track, to have the very extreme black metal-esque chorus with the nice singing vocals on top, coming in with that almost In Waves-esque chorus of a scream, and having the record, this song feels very Ember to Inferno to me at times, but then you also feel hints of Dead Men, and you feel hints of Sin in the Sentence and Shogun and everything between. I think that's why we gravitated towards it so much. And it was the last 3 records, the title tracks have always just popped right up to us instantly. I remember when we're doing the Sin in the Sentence art, we didn't know what the main song was until Ashley, my wife, was working on the packaging. And we saw the symbol for sin. We're like, oh, there it is. That's the record. That's the title. That's the first song. That's everything. Sometimes that we let the song speak to us, and we like to listen to our gut. I feel like sometimes, I remember I had one of my really good friends. We were talking about, we just finished a movie. I was like, what'd you think? He's like, well, I got to think about it. I got to think about why I liked it, why I didn't like it. And I was like, well, just don't think about it. Did you like it or did you not like it? Like, I feel like we do need to go into that sometimes. And one of the phrases I've been using for this record is organic improvisation. We come in so excessively prepared. We've got the maps ready to go. But once everything is basically, the plan is set, then we allow that organic improvisation to happen. And when I talk about organic improvisation, you almost think like rough, raw guitar tones and kind of like sloppier tempos. But for us, because we are such religious practitioners, like I mentioned, when we come in and improvise like that, it turns into something different. It turns into this really cool, living, breathing thing. In The Court of the Dragon, that song, I first started writing the lyrics about Thor battling Jormungandr right before Ragnarok, the Viking apocalypse. And I remember telling Paula that. He's like, this is cool, but this story's been told a lot. And he's like, what we should be doing, and this phrase, I'll never forget it, and it really unlocked something in my mind. He's like, we should be writing our own mythology, creating our own mythologies. And I was like, that's genius. And I realized that that's something that we have done in the past a lot. A song like Shogun, a song like Key to Single Men, a song like Into the Mouth of Hell March, where I create these stories that aren't a thing. And sure, we've retold or used different stories, like the story of Scylla and Charybdis or story of Callisto, and retold them a bit, but creating our own story and our own mythology with them has been very fun because we're all so inspired by so many things. It was Chambers' short story, The King in Yellow, is where Paulo got the title of In the Court of the Dragon. And The King in Yellow is a book or short story that is inspired everyone from H.P. Lovecraft to True Detective and everything in between. In that, it says that anyone that reads this play of the Yellow King goes mad. So those were some of the original ideas that we thought to ourselves of, what is this thing? And we said, we need to have a painting of this dragon piece. I scoured the internet for this. I wanted to find someone as good as Caravaggio, which is kind of asking a lot because the 17th century masters don't really exist anymore. At least I think he was from the 17th century. And we found this painter named Matthew Noiser, and he nailed it. It took him like 4 months to hand paint everything, and we got it done. And it was all ideas and things that just flowed out so effortlessly. They're like, we want this painted. Let's find the guy. Here's the guy. Let's talk to the guy. And just going for it. Never really, it's like deep thought and deep preparation, but also quick riffing and quick gut reactions. So that juxtaposition is something that Trivium's always done. And when we first came out, girls' pants, straightened hair, eyeliner, playing super ferocious metal parts, like things that shouldn't go. And I've always liked that. I've always liked mixing things that you're not supposed to do and just letting it happen.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that artwork as well, because we should say, I mean, it was even on display over here in the UK and I think around the world, a few places. It was just so great. I'm a sucker for kind of big, grand artworks on albums. It always, draws you in very, very clearly. Nice to hear a little bit about the process there. I mean, realistically, it took several months. Was it a matter of going back and forth with these ideas? Basically, when did it actually crystallize into what we can now see on the front of this album?
So Matthew was unaware of Trivium, not really a metal fan, didn't really know who we were or what we were into, but we were big fans of him. So we gave him the title, a brief description of the stuff. I don't even know if we showed him the music. Oh, wow. We might have showed him maybe showed him the demo for that song, tops. He did one draft that was almost there. We're like, this is just about there. Can you do this, this, and this? The second draft was it. So it took almost no time. It was just like how we wrote this stuff. Everything has been very effortless. But I feel like when you're at peak form and you're completely inspired and motivated, driven, and loving what you're doing, things become very easy to do. And I think that's how things should be. And when things don't feel right, or a song is too hard to finish, a vocal line is too hard to write, something is too hard to hit, that usually is telling you this isn't the right thing and that you should probably recalibrate and do something different.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. A couple more things before I let you go. I remember last time we spoke, you guys were kind of just getting set up with your full HQ. I think you were in the middle of buying like a flight hangar last time I spoke to you. Yep. What's the progress, man? What's going on in the whole world of Trivium down in Florida?
It's fully done. It's incredible. So now when you walk in, so to give visual reference, the main floor of the hangar is the Feast of Fire video. So if you watch Feast of Fire, that is exactly our hangar. That's what it looks like now. There's obviously a downstairs door. You go through the downstairs door. It's all storage. It's all of our gear that we own. There's a bedroom, shower, washer, dryer, kitchen, everything you need to live, basically. Guitar station, drum station. Up the stairs is our main jam room. Anyone that saw our Twitch charity show that was for Rocktober, that's what that looks like. That's our main jam area where we will write. That's where we rehearse. Through that door, it's not finished yet, but we're gonna have Josh over help us build a studio. So record 11 will be done there. There's another bathroom there. So it's an all-in-one content creation place that we could do everything. All our promo photos from this record were done there. Our video was done there. The Phalanx video was done there as well. So it's amazing having a place that we own, that we love. We're not renting it. We fully own it. It's amazing. We're so happy to have that, because that's the other piece we're missing, where when the world was shut, we were saying, like, what are some of the things we need to make happen in case the world stays shut for a while? And we need to, live near each other. So we moved Alex from California. We asked him to move, and we moved him over from California to Florida. Paula moved back down from Illinois to Florida. We all live 10 minutes from each other. And we said that was the first step. The next step is we need a centralized headquarters, which is 30 minutes from us. We got that. And I believe that now that we all live in the same place, that we can be there anytime we want to be there. We're going to go there later this week just because we want to, and just jam. When you have that stuff, then you can really have the gel. You can really be the one cohesive unit. Like, really do almost have like a hive mind when we write. I remember, for example, I'll play a riff. It was Phalanx. Remember, we resurfaced Phalanx from the Shogun record. That's when we originally wrote this. We had Movement 1 and 3 done. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even say I don't know what to do. I finished that chorus and I was like, hit that note. And then Corey just started playing the next part. It was perfect. And we all learned that part. Then I played the next part. Then Paulo played the next part, and it all wrote itself right then and there. And it should be that fun, and it should be that easy. And it is. So yeah, we're happy.
Yeah, as you well should be, man. No, really, really cool to see. And you mentioned there, you dropped it in there, record 11. Now, I wouldn't dare ask you how far along that is at this point. Of course, we're only just recovering with record 10. But is that something when you're in, in this new HQ and everything, are you looking too far in advance at the minute? Are you already thinking about what's going to come next in terms of more and more new music like that?
I mean, what's been so fun is how socially out there we all are, and everyone can always connect to us. We've had this amazing Twitch community for the last 4.5 years. We're very accessible, but amidst this accessibility and amidst this very displayed life of what we're doing and what we're up to, we've managed to keep the last 3 records completely secret. No one had known when we did the last 3. So we'll do the same for 11. 11's going to be a while from now, but I do have like one preliminary cool fun riff that might make it over there. I've talked about some concepts, but it's good to keep taking note, to not just dismiss the stuff, but also to not jump in too quickly. The next order of business is, unfortunately, that UK European tour got postponed, not canceled, but postponed. So that's being moved. And a lot of people were upset 2023, but 2022 is going to be a very busy year. There's going to be a lot of bands there. There's going to be a lot of makeup tours over there. So we figured, let's jump over the next year. It's only 13, 14 months from now. We're super excited. We got Malevolence on there. Malevolence, one of the best freaking heavy bands I've heard in ages. So they'll be on there. I believe Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium 2 is going to happen in April. Got South America, Asia, a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a lot going on. And 11 will be a little ways from now.
Fair enough. No, fair enough, man. Good to see you guys getting back out on the road as well. I'll leave you with this, Matt. You mentioned Twitch briefly there. Something I did want to bring up since the last time we spoke. Lovely little collaboration with yourself and Mike Shinoda on there, who's of course also been using that platform in such a really interesting, creative way. It's really cool to see how different musicians are approaching it in all this manner of different ways. Just a little bit, if you will, about working with the great man, because like I say, just such a lovely little pairing to see you guys work up this song together like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a long-time Linkin Park fan. I've always loved everything he's done. And for me, growing up as half Japanese, I never really had other like Asian role models. And then when I found out he was half Japanese as well, like, this is so cool. Like, I feel this kinship to him. So it was great. Yeah, I saw that he started streaming on Twitch, and I just said, hey, we should collab someday and do something very different. And then he started doing the Produced by Shinoda thing. I sent him this 8-string song with like screaming, and it was like 10 minutes long and all this crazy stuff. And he reworked it into something truly amazing. Been able to do some awesome collabs in the last couple of years. Been able to do a song with Richard Marx, which was awesome. Mike Shinoda, Dead Mouse and I are going to do a song now. He's also a Twitch streamer. I'm about to do a song with the singer of Nightwish and the drummer of Sabaton and myself. And I wrote this track that sounds nothing like any of the 3 of our bands, which is really cool. So it's all about just having a good time. I'm going to do, just as much as I've said, I'm half Japanese. I'm also about 47% Irish/British in my genealogy. So I really want to start learning more about Irish traditional folk songs. So I'm going to do like a all Irish folk songs EP. I did Wild Rover so far. Did a metal version, an acoustic version. So I'm going to jump into that stuff a little bit. I got my black metal side project coming out in April. I just got the masters back for Capharnaum, which is a tech death metal record I did when I was 16 that Black Dahlia Murder said is one of their favorite records of all time. So that's cool. It's just nonstop. Like, I like to just keep going. Today, I'm going to write a song and pitch it to Elder Scrolls Online. I'm writing a new Bard song. So yeah, it's just keep going. I don't like to rest.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Keep him busy. Like I say, man, congratulations on this record. Seriously,
thank you so much.
All very, very well deserved. Can't wait to see what comes next, man. In the meantime, just take care of yourself out there, all right?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the coverage you guys have been giving us. Thank you for that incredible issue that you did with me. I'm blown away that you guys thought of me for that.
Yeah, awesome, do go and check out the magazine, guys, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, do go and check that one out. It's really, really amazing feature by my boy Jack there. It's really, really great. But yeah,
Jack is awesome.
Oh, Jack's the best, awesome. Dude. Jack's the best. Great. Yeah, shout out Jack.
Yeah, one of the best like career introspective chats I've ever had.
Yeah, no, I just read it today. It's an absolutely fascinating piece of work there, man. Go check it out, guys. Yeah, we'll see you soon, Matt. All right, take care of yourself.
Thank you very much. Take care.